Hey guys, Oscar here from Papidaddy.com, and I'm going to show you my first video blog review for Papidaddy.com. If you want to send me your own blog so I can review it for you for free, just go to Papidaddy.com, free blog review, or free-blog-review. You'll be on the homepage, and basically just put in your URL, your website address, tell me what you want me to focus your review on. Tell me your name and your email, and request a free blog review. So today I'm going to show you ConnieKyum.com. Connie K. Yum is a lifestyle blogger, and so her blog is about fashion, lifestyle, beauty, health, and stuff like that. She lives in Southern California, and her blog shows this. So let's go through. We're going to go fairly quickly. Feel free to pause the video, rewind, and ask me any questions about any part of this, either in the blog post or in the YouTube video. I'll be happy to answer them for you. The very first thing I notice is that this is the default WordPress theme. So it's cool that Connie's customized it, and she put a nice picture of herself up here. And there's some custom images throughout. We'll see that there's nice use of imagery throughout the blog post, but I would always try to customize it even further. It was immediately apparent that this was a WordPress default theme, so I would try to maybe change it even further. The next thing I want to maybe talk about a little bit is the homepage style that you have right now is not quite what I would suggest for you. And by that I mean, when you first come to the site, what we are faced with is a picture of Connie and then a welcome, which is very nice, but this is a blog, so you should have a blog role. So you should have all your blog posts in some sort of way or fashion easily accessible in a chronological order right from your front page. Once you're able to have a lot more content, say maybe a month worth of blog posts or a little bit more, maybe 30 to 50 blog posts, you can then start breaking down the homepage into a more magazine style looking site. And that would be a lot more useful for the users and a lot easier for you to organize. But until your content grows, what I would suggest is that you stick to a blog style format, which means just, a picture, the title, a little bit of an excerpt, or the entire blog post. That's totally up to you. But let people be able to see the blog post right on the homepage. Don't make them click any further to read even the titles of the blog post, or a little bit of an excerpt at least. I know that you have the titles here, but they're just kind of tucked away, very little, and they're not very inviting. So I'd have to really want to read what you wrote. And for anybody that's starting to blog, there's one misconception about blogs where people think that once you write a blog post, people are going to come and support it and read it and love it and like it, and it just doesn't happen that way. You have to promote it quite a bit, and when you put it just kind of tucked away in the sidebar, you're actually not really helping the blog post get promoted. So put them front and center on a blog post type of blog role. So let's take another look at a couple of other things. Recent comments. When a blog is brand new, comments are very scarce. So what I would do is I would remove this altogether. Don't show comments because you don't have any comments yet. It kind of builds that if you don't have any comments, people think that it's not worth it to leave comments, so they don't leave comments, and they may not even stick around your website. So take this off altogether. Also for archives, until you have several, maybe 3-4 months of archives, or are currently blogging daily, I would not put archives here, because when we go to them, they are fairly thin. So if we go to September, there are 5 blog posts. I guess that's okay if you're going to be blogging 4 or 5 times a month. In that case, it's okay, but I would just not put those here for now. You want people to focus on your content, on the titles that you have, and actual calls to action. This is for people that already clicked on a few articles and want to read more, But as you're starting with a new blog, you want to really direct people where you want them to go. So I would remove recent comments, archives, and even categories. Now, categories, I have a different reason for removing that. One, you're repeating many of the categories up here. So we have beauty here, we have beauty over here. And that's okay once you have a lot of content. So if people are at the top of your website and they want to go to the beauty section, that's fine. And if they happen to be all the way down and it's a long scroll and you have it here on the sidebar, then that's also useful. But as you can see, they're both very easily accessible to me right next to each other. So one, I would remove all this section of categories altogether, or basically make sure you're not repeating categories here. So now let's take a look at a couple of categories. Perhaps we go to fashion. So under fashion, we have casual fashion, fall transition outfit. Perfect. Couple of comments on this, and I think I saw it in a couple of other pictures. Try to stick to images that are the same size or similar in size. See, there's kind of a broken flow here. Let me make my mouse smooth. As I scroll down, I go from a nice big picture to a tiny picture, and your face is cut off. Quite a big contrast from this nice picture where your entire body is showing. So as far as pictures go, try to stick to one style of pictures, especially in the fashion niche. You'll notice that most bloggers in fashion use the full width of the image, just like this one here, but they'll do it consistently throughout the post. If you feel like you want to highlight something about your picture, like in this case you want to highlight the top and the necklace, then get your photographer or take your photo in a way that you can show that on full screen rather than a smaller version. If you have to resort to using an image like this, then the best thing is to do what you did here, which is wrap the text around it. And so I would go back and adjust this images a little bit so that the text flows nicely around them, and ideally you want them to be as wide as the whole body of the text, because our eyes just kind of expect it, and when they see it broken down like this, it may break the flow and people could leave because of that. I don't recommend it. It's great, really, really good that you are using captions. Those are very useful for search engines and of course for your users to understand what's going on in the picture, so you don't have to necessarily describe the picture in great detail in your blog post. You can just give it a little caption as you're doing here. Great. Same thing for the images. Another thing you may want to do with the images, and this is to encourage people to stick around your website, is to let some of these images be clickable, and maybe they go to a bigger image. If I could show you here, for example. Oh, this one. When we had some pictures here. So notice that the image is clickable. See how the cursor changed? And this are too, and this one too. And all there is if it's a small picture like this, when I click on it, it shows me a bigger version of it. Some people choose it in a way that when you click on it, it takes you to a page with just a picture. That's fine, but what you're doing here is encouraging the search engines to click through your content and for users to actually click around and stick around on your website. One of the most important things you want for most blogs is for people to stay on your website as long as possible, and that helps people stick around your website. It gives them something to do. I think everything else is great about this. One thing that I notice is leave a comment all the way at the top here, and that's great. That's part of the default theme. But notice that when I get all the way down to the bottom, there is no way to leave a comment. You definitely want a way or an invitation to leave a comment down here. If you don't know how to change the the theme so that you have a common link at the very top, here's a trick that you can do. Simply edit your blog post, and right here you're just going to type it out. If you have any questions or anything, please leave a comment, and you're going to put a link here. That link is going to be the same one as this. You simply right click on this, say copy link address, and then when you paste it, it's going to look like this. Notice at the very top it says respond. So if I just click on it or enter, I'll be taken to the form where I can leave a comment. That's a nice little trick to do if you don't know how to customize your theme yet, as you may have that problem because you're starting to blog right now. Next thing, let's take a look, is I think everything else looks fine as far as the blog part goes. I honestly would remove all these categories for now and replace this entire thing with this. Okay, here's what I would do. I would remove this whole thing, put your blog role here like I mentioned earlier, and remove all these categories. All these things at the top, I would just take them off. Instead of these, I would move this message to an about page and put it at the top. So you would have home, then about. I would make another page specifically for people to get in touch with you, and then you can put a form in there. WordPress does that right off the bat, or you can use a plugin. And basically, if you don't want people to email you or contact you, you still want to have a contact form where you're going to put your social media icons, profiles, and links, or a definite answer to people looking to contact you where you would say, I do not want you to contact me, if that's the case. Some people don't want to be contacted, they just want to post stuff out, and that's fine. But a contact page is very important because people will be looking for it. So just put it in there and either put your email address, a contact form, social media icons, or all of the above, whatever you want. WordPress allows you to do that. So at that point, you'll be simplifying your menus quite a bit. You'll have home, blog, about, and contact. Blog will be, of course, the archives of all your blog posts just in a row down the list, and this will make it easier for people to go through your content. The less options you give them, the more they will follow through with the content you want them to see. One thing that is really great is that you have an email list sign up right here, but it does need a little bit of work. Notice how the text on this case here is different than this case here. Now that's not a huge deal, but it does give you an overall look that doesn't seem cohesive. You may want to update your box a little bit so that it looks more like your theme. The names, the email fields, I would take this off and make it look more like you wrote it. So just customize the form a little bit further. If you're having trouble customizing Aweber, there's two options I recommend that are pretty affordable. One is Gravity Forms. It allows you to create any type of form and connect it to Aweber. I talked about it in a previous post on Papidaddy.com. And another one is Opt-in Monster. Opt-in Monster, as you see here, is absolutely amazing. Notice how nice this is. It took me no time to build that, and I can put it here. I can make it pop up the side. I can make it pop up on certain pages. For example, instead of just having a sidebar here, you could have a pop-up, an exit pop-up. That may be when we click on here, or I already closed it. It maybe it's not going to come up. But it allows you to create a customized sidebar sign-up form that's a lot more elegant and inviting than the default one. But Aweber does give you a lot of tools to customize it, so play around with it. You want to eliminate some of this white space, and you want to make the fonts look a lot more like the rest of the website. This picture here, I'm not quite sure what the purpose is, but it leads me to something else that is, I don't see as a problem yet, but it could go, you could go down a bad rabbit hole, and that is to add things that you don't need. For example, all the stuff I told you to remove here, I think you don't need, but you added it because you felt like you needed to fill that space, and that's fine. But just be careful with this. That's the same thing for this image here. You have a search box here and a search box here. As I mentioned, the repetitive menus here. You have a little bit, you have a message here, and it's not quite understood why this message is here. I mean, I understand it, but I don't expect a religious message when I hear a fashion or lifestyle blogger.
It's
so just
1 hour.
So just something to consider is your messaging as well. So take a look at that. Try to make all that congruent. Now, for the really, really technical stuff, you have some very big problems with search engine optimization that you should look at sometime soon. The main way that you can solve most of your problems is if you install the plugin by Yoast. And that's WordPress SEO by Yoast. If you just search, it's free, it's amazing. Just get it, install it, and start using it. You know, go through maybe some of the tutorials or something, but this will help you a lot. One of the biggest problems I see, now this is very technical, bear with me. This is the code of your website. This is what the search engines see. This is what the computers see compared to what we see. This is the pretty side of the website, while this is kind of the code. Well, in the code you have what's called heading 1, heading 2, heading 3. Those are the titles. So when you see title like this, for example, recent posts, recent comments, archives, categories. We go to beauty and fashion. This is a title. So we have a bit of a problem. If we look on, let's take a look at this. This is the archive for the category of beauty. So let's take a look for H1 and see. So heading 1 is the most important title on the entire page. It is the main title. But as being the most important title and the topmost title, there should only be one of these on every page. Maybe, possibly, under some special circumstances, you could have 2 or 3 at most. If the page is really long and is broken down in proper format in the right structure, then it's okay. But in your case, you have 9 of them. Now I know that you see 18 up here in the corner, but that's, you divide that by half because you have an opening tag of H1 that opens like this, and then you have a closing tag. So if you see 18, it really means you have just one. This entire thing is considered one H tag. Furthermore, the things that are tagged as H1 are not necessarily the ones you want to have tagged as H1, because H1 tells, and that's your heading 1, that tells Google this is the most important title of this page. And some of these are not really that important, and you're missing out on keywords. So you definitely want to go through your theme and change that. You want to have one H1 per page. And if you think about the hierarchy of a text or of a paper, when you write a paper for college or you read a report or a book, you have H1 as being the main title, H2 maybe a subsection, H3 is subsections from that, and so on and so forth. Think about it like a multi-level bullet point system. So you want to have that in some sort of order so that Google can understand your content and break it down into different sections. Oh, last but not least, try to keep posts only to one category for now. If you feel like one post really belongs to more than one category, then you may want to rewrite your post a little bit or adjust it so it fits one category only, or use tags instead of categories. So keep categories on a really big picture, maybe 3 to 5 in your entire site, and try to make sure that every post fits only one category, ideally. Maybe a subcategory, but at least just one big category. And then if you want to define it further, use tags for that. That would be a lot easier for you to manage later and a lot better for people to find your content. So let me pause this really quick and see how far along we are in here. Okay, actually I don't need to pause it. We're about 20 minutes. I'm gonna do reviews for about 30 minutes, but I don't want to push it, so I'm not gonna force it. I'm just gonna look through really quick and see if I notice anything else I want to tell you about. You know, when you empty this sidebar here, one of the things you could add is your social media icons. A great place to add them here. In fact, I need to change mine because this is what comes with the theme I'm using right now, but I don't like it, so I'm going to add something a little more custom. What you have here is nice, so you may want to add it here. You could, however you created this banner here, this is one great way of customizing your site. However you created this truth seeker, wife, lover of life text, you could create your own social media icons like this. Very easy to do that. Simply put this icon on whatever program you use to create this and then type this next to it. And what happens is now you have an icon for the site that if you do it right, and you have Facebook, Twitter, Google+, YouTube, so you have 6 icons here, you could take up almost a third of this sidebar with very nicely designed social media icons, and that would be a perfect use of this space until you start growing more of your content. So that's something to consider. Let's take a look. So these pictures, try to make them link to bigger pictures if you have bigger pictures. If not, then that's okay. I hope that you turn this into an affiliate link. Oh yeah, you know what? We haven't talked about monetization. Let's talk about that. The more generic a blog is, the more difficult it is to make money. And as a lifestyle blogger, that by definition will be one of your biggest problems. Something I just noticed, and is what brought me to this point, is that you have a tech review here, a product that you use, and you made a video, which is great. And I see that you have a shortened link here for Amazon, and I'm almost sure that this is an affiliate link, so let's confirm. Yep, so this is your affiliate ID and your affiliate link. Notice how easy it was to find that. Pretty crazy, huh? So that's one good way to monetize. The only problem with that is that's what we call in marketing hit and miss marketing. You try it once and it doesn't happen again, and then you are very likely not going to make any money. So the way that you capitalize on this and on this video review is that now yet that you did this review, and I'm guessing it's about 300 words, you now have an opportunity to expand this into maybe 5 or 6 blog posts. All of them should focus on one great feature or benefit or amazing thing of the camera. Make sure that you give it a nice story. Make sure it's part of your lifestyle theme. And in that, make sure that you keep promoting the link. When you do that, when you build 5 or 6 blog posts, you create a bit of a kind of like a base that Google is going to look at and hopefully give you a little better quality visitors than if you only have one of those. That tells Google that you're a lot more committed to your content, that your content is quality, as long as you're writing quality content, and make sure that you link from one review to another. So let's say that tonight you are reviewing how the camera performs under low lighting. And tomorrow, you're going to review how it works for the sound. Maybe you want to use it for video and also for photography. So try to find a way to mention the previous post throughout your content. So you can say something like, hey, if you're following my reviews, yesterday I covered the lighting effects during your nighttime shooting. And today I want to talk to you about the audio on this camera because I use it for video and so on and so forth. So that's a good way to tie two posts together and create kind of a circle, a mini hub and spoke system of posts that link to each other. They're all on your website, and they eventually will get a lot more power to help you make money with that affiliate link. By definition and under normal circumstances, most bloggers do not make money with the Amazon links because they talk about it once and they never mention the product again. So they have no chance of competing against any other bloggers that have done in-depth reviews. So this is great, and now that you did it, I would do anywhere from 5 to 7 more blog posts where you mentioned this, the PowerShot ELPHS 330. Mention it later. If you have a case for it, talk about the case. If you have a tripod, talk about the tripod and mention the camera. Basically, milk the product that you have for all that it's worth, and show the users all the ways that show the readers all the ways that you are using the camera and why it's such a great deal. You essentially have to sell the camera to the users, but you're not really selling it by telling them to go buy it. You have to show them in a way that it makes them want to buy it, and it makes every other camera not an option. That's your job when you're a blogger, when you're trying to write a review and try to make money. After you clean your sidebar here, let's take a look. I have about 4 more minutes. After you clean your sidebar here, I recommend one plugin. And that is the one that's going to let you add an ad like this, an ad like this, and also advertisements like this. The plugin is very simple. I'm going to put it down in the list in the links below. It's called OIO Publisher, and it's very, very simple to use. I'll show you a super quick overview here. OIO Ad Manager. We can close this and close this. Okay, OIO Ad Manager, where are we? So, for example, very, very quick, we have ad zones. Under ad zones, you can create different sections. So, for example, right here, you see building blocks, 125 by 125. Those are this little box right here. And it's super easy. If I want to add a new one, I put the code right here and click save at the bottom. Update. If I don't want to add code, like this is HTML here. If I wanted to add just an image, so a picture and a link, for example, this one, you see this picture here goes along with this link. So when I click on that link and I go visit it, it goes to the page where that product is being sold.
Hey, this is Matt Smith.
So that plugin takes care of making sure these ads rotate, and whenever a page refreshes, a different ad may show. It also has controls over putting one ad in a specific category, putting one ad in a specific section of your site, all kinds of flexibility. It has reporting, it has all kinds of stuff, and you can use it to create advertisements not only for products that you want to promote and get paid for, like the Canon camera we just talked about, but you can use it to create your own ads for your own content and pages. For example, this right here, the Dear Poppy letters, this is not just a widget or a picture, this is an ad. I actually made this an ad box and a special advertisement section because In some pages in my site, this section is going to change, and I wanted to use the flexibility that OIO Publisher had to accomplish this. So you don't have to necessarily be running advertisements. You can use it to put your own special features or your own sections that you want to put, and maybe rotate them or even show them on other websites. If I give you this piece of code, for example, wherever you paste this code on another blog, on another website, it will show all the ads I have listed here. So at that point, not only can you run your own ads, you can run your own ad network, and you can sell the ads. You can have people buy ads for you, sell ads for you, and you pay them a commission. So like an affiliate system for people that bring you advertisers. The options are really unlimited. So if you wanted to know how to make money, I've just given you 2 great tips. Write solid reviews about a single product for a significant amount of blog posts. And 2, make sure you have a way for people to buy stuff, like an actual ad box or a product that you're telling them to go buy. So far, I know I looked around quite a bit. I only saw 1 or 2 affiliate links, and one is this. The other one I wasn't even sure. So if you want to make money with your blog, make sure that you follow up with your email list. You haven't sent me an email yet, and I signed up a while ago. And that you have a product and a way to advertise the product. Very simple. And of course, if you are watching this is helping you already by learning some really, really great information. If you want to know more, go to papidaddy.com, look for the tutorials, ask me any questions. You can go to papidaddy.com, and on the right hand side here, you can go and click and then ask me any questions you have about anything related to monetization, to your family. Look, one question here somebody had about how to deal with their husband. Hey, if you have a question and I can answer it, I will be happy to help you. Thanks again for watching. This is another video blog review for Papidaddy.com. If you want to get your own blog review, go to Papidaddy.com and order your free blog review. If you have any questions, any comments, please leave a comment down below on the blog. Email me. Feel free to subscribe. Talk to you next time.